Well, it's so funny because originally, I mean, I've been lucky in that I didn't marry until later, and so being single, I decided I was going to try everything that I possibly could because I had no responsibilities. So it's like, okay, let's try that, and I got to try a whole bunch of things. But the one, and for the longest time, I either wanted to be Rick Steves, the traveling Europe guy, or I wanted to be Alton Brown, who's Food Network guy.
Yeah.
Alton Brown is like the best food guy to teach you how to cook. He is the best.
Are you a good chef?
Yes, I am.
Wow.
And so, but then now it's come down to, I would rather be Anthony Bourdain, who does the Travel Channel show where he travels to countries and eats their food. I'm like, that's what I want to do. I want to do that.
He eats some messed up stuff.
Yeah, but he eats some really crazy crap.
He has eaten boar anus before, but you know.
Boar anus?
Yeah, that's also called.
Wait, did you say boar anus?
Boar anus.
What an asshole.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? He made that joke. He's like, oh God, what an asshole.
Yeah.
That's just wrong.
He was with the Bushmen.
I was offered goat dick in Berlin and I turned it down. Thankfully.
And you said, Serge, no, I'm not going to eat that.
And in Oslo, they offered me lutefisk. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's like a gelatinous fish that's been decomposing and it's all gooey and smells like rotted flesh. And I said, thank you so much, but no.
Yeah.
So I would be, you always see the movies where the guy's with the king in Africa or something like that, and they have to eat the weird shit, and they always go, well, you have to eat it, you'll insult the king. It's like, I would insult the king. I'm sorry, I have to do that.
And what was funny was about that thing with Anthony Bourdain, he was with the Bushmen of the Kalahari, and they had just killed this pig and roasted it. But they didn't like clean it or do anything. And no, they just threw this pig on the fire and cooked it. And then afterwards,
they didn't even wipe its ass before they served it.
No, and so that's why he was like, man. As he's saying to Carol, he goes, I know these guys are just messing with me. I know that they're like, let's see what this guy will eat. Yeah. And he's like, okay, we're done. But I would love to be. No, I mean, it's not like I want to eat pig asshole or anything. I'm just saying that that's just such a...
That's not what we heard.
That's why I didn't move to LA, but
You mean you don't want to eat a boar's ass?
Yes, there you go. Wow.
That's a stinging indictment.
But I would still love to travel and try different foods and talk about it on TV. Oh, hell yeah, that'd be awesome. Other people pay for it, but I mean, that's what I do with comments. Yeah, it's awesome.
I got my master's degree in screenwriting. That's something I could be doing more of on my own time. I just get busy or distracted or lazy or what have you. As far as like quote unquote real jobs go, if I had to do anything that wasn't currently showbiz related, I'd say college professor. Because I liked teaching. I just didn't like being there every day, all day at 7 in the morning with a bunch of people sitting there who didn't want to be there. So give me a class like 11, 12 in the afternoon, people want to be there because if they don't, they won't show up. It seems like the best way to go.
Sure.
You just like those college girls, I think that's what it is.
I like the jackets with the patches on the elbows.
That's what it is.
That is so cliche.
The pipe, they box your teeth as you're putting...
Okay, other than eating pig asshole, what job would you not like to attempt?
I hope this comes across in the spirit in which it's meant, but probably not any job where I have to work for someone else from 9 to 5.
Well, working for
pretty much everything else.
Pretty much everything else.
Anybody who's been an entrepreneur starts to think after a while, you know what, I can't believe that I actually worked for someone.
Yeah, I've been working for myself pretty much solely for at least 8 years, and I like working with a lot of different people, but not necessarily under or at the mercy of, or I really don't like other people to dictate my health care and all of these things, or because they're having a rough year, my job may be in jeopardy. I'd rather hustle and have it be on my own shoulders to do that. I feel more comfortable that way.
I think the operative word is dictate. I think the least favorite job I wouldn't want to do is be an accountant. Oh please, no, spare me, save me. Anything but that.
That would be rough for you, buddy.
I could do the dictate.
Oh, hey, oh.
Really, what are you doing in about 15 minutes? I'd have to say, I probably couldn't do anything in medicine that I had to deal with blood or something like that, because I just don't like seeing blood or wounds or anything like that. And probably anything to do with sewer work, I probably wouldn't want to be happy doing that, anything like that. So.
I would say, well, you know, it's funny because I work at an insurance company as my full-time gig, doing the IT work. And I see those people, and God bless them, but there's no way I would ever want to be a claims adjuster or something like that. It's just so mind-numbingly, you know, or the people that do the data entry, and you don't even have to comprehend what you're doing. You're just, oh no, where you don't use any job where you don't use your brain, where you can't think, which rote, repetitive stuff. There's no way. And on that same vein, if it was in the industry, I would hate to be like a movie, like a film president or something like that. I would hate that because it's not as creative of a thing. Like, you're on the edge of being in the creative side. All you say is yes or no, and maximize profits. That's just,
I like power. I'd like to say yes and no.
But you would think that, but then there's also all the bureaucracy that goes with it. Even though you're in charge, you still have to deal with that crap. And I'd be like,
I know what you're talking about. It's like I supervise a lot of stuff for DreamWorks and Universal overseas, and I had to go there and be there and basically oversee all that stuff. And the whole time I'm doing that, especially when I was working on Gladiator, and I was watching it, and I'm going, I want to be in there as an actor. I don't want to be doing this. So it was very tough in that respect. So, but I got to fly all over the world, and that was a lot of fun. That's cool.
I think for me, in addition to like you guys were saying, that after you've got a taste of freedom and working for yourself, just that general idea of having to work under someone else. But I think I had to pick something specific also because living in LA, I would hate to be parking enforcement. One of the guys working mirrors, because you're just going around all day making people unhappy and stressed out and angry.
And they hate you.
And they hate you. You're not helping people, you're not bettering the streets, you're not alleviating the traffic problems with the cars or the congestion or anything. You're just going around making money for LA at 40 bucks a pop, getting people's cars towed, and just kind of being, at least the ones I've had any dealings with personally, just kind of being a dick.
you're the dude that ruins everybody's day.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
And wear that stupid little uniform with a tiny little car that you park wherever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think a car would be kind of kick-ass.
I can get you the car.
Okay.
I thought about stealing the car once as they were writing up tickets. I'm like, they're around the corner.
Dude, I can take
They'll
that.
find me. Yeah. I'm just gonna see how far I can take this, man. Ride this to the end.
I was just moving it for you, man.
You can't park there. Make it a citizen's arrest.
And my last question, of course, religious persuasion notwithstanding. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you get to the pearly gates? Again, I see
there's
write these questions.
There's children here.
Your mom's.
I had a bad one.
That it would be nice to hear that you tried your best and you were a kind person.
I think I'd like to hear you made a difference.
I just want a good welcome home and a hug and something familiar and fatherly and lovely.